Dude, I remember when I first started seeing my therapist now, like, because I was having a lot of trouble getting past the guilt of how I treated this person. Even though, like, I was told, I was given forgiveness and, like, we talked, it was still just, like, I would just, like, circle the drain of, like, all these things and, like, how I treated them and how, like, and in this therapy session, she, I forget what, it's like a specific thing, but, like, we were, like, doing this meditation and my therapist is like, okay, like, recall a situation where you were unkind to someone you loved or who loved you, and, like, really think of that moment. And dude, I've never cried so hard in my life.
Really?
Dude, I was just
wow,
pouring tears and just, like, my stomach was just, like, in pain. I'm like, oh, this poor person, like, she trusted me, you know, and just, like, and we did that for, like, three weeks in a row, these sessions, and where I just, like, completely, like, got, like, rid of my ego. The wall was just down. I was like, I took full responsibility and like was like, this is how I treated someone, this is how I'm not going to treat someone again. And I think from then on, then it started like, wow, like, I can be better. I want to be better, and I just don't want to put someone through that again.
And welcome to Tyler Is Groce Podcast with me, your host Tyler Groce, talking to his very successful friends about life and about growth and struggle and self-improvement and what are you doing to get better, what are you working on now, all so that I can learn from them on how to beat them at whatever game they're playing. And we got a good one for you today. It's my boy Eric Anthony. What a sweetie. What a sweetheart, man. We had a good conversation. This was back in Austin before I officially did the hiatus. So this was towards the end of 2022. And it was just a beautiful conversation. He's a beautiful man. He does comedy sometimes. He's in a band called Bone. You can check him out, Bone ATX on Instagram. You can look at Bone. The album is out where albums are. And he does like pyrotechnics professionally. He goes around and like does that for big bands, and like he's lived a life, and he's got some great stories in this. We talk about relationships and love, and he gets into it, and I get into it, and we get into it, and it's just a lovely conversation, truly. So you're really in for a treat. Like I said, you can check him out on Bone. I got his stuff on my phone. Give me 2 seconds. You can check him out on Bone. He's at I believe he's see, I'm just gonna have to cut all this. extra_medium_Eric on Instagram. Damn it. extra_medium_Eric on Instagram. Like I said, Bone ATX on Instagram. Bone the album, his band. Also, you can check him out on OnlyFans under Rip Riley. He does funny stuff with his penis. So it's a great time. It's a great conversation. I hope you enjoy it. The next episodes are gonna be more up to date, so you'll be hearing about more up to date shit. Hopefully, I've met some New York people. I want them to be on the podcast and talk to them and hear about just different life experiences from people I don't know that aren't as super close friends. I think it's gonna be an interesting change of pace. So please enjoy this conversation with Eric Anthony, and stay sexy. Well, we're here.
Yeah.
There's no special.
There's no intro.
There's no
band intro.
I'll do the intro later. But yeah, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Caffeine cheers.
Caffeine cheers.
Thank you.
Cran apple. Before I left for New York, I was drinking these all the time, and now it tastes real metallic-y and gross.
Dude, I think it's the can.
I mean, I would hope so.
I was drinking a White Claw, and I hadn't had a White Claw in forever. That's not a brag. I just didn't drink them anymore.
Yeah.
But I could taste the can way more than anything else. And I drink heaps of like canned sparkling waters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Am I holding it close enough?
Yeah, no, I think you're good.
Yeah. I was hoping for a stand, but that's fine. That's okay. I'll give it back.
I mean, I have that weird little. You'd have to hold the stand, though. It's not any better.
It doesn't any
This
different.
is a low budget. It's just me. There's no one.
I like it, man. I've seen a few of your episodes.
You have?
Yeah.
Oh my God, which ones?
I don't remember who was the last one.
Damn, quality content.
I don't remember the guy, but it was great. The clips are awesome.
I don't remember it. Wasn't very impactful.
Yeah,
but
actually, it was on mute the whole time.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
We just looked.
I just like looking at your face.
We just looked like we were having a good time, dude. Well, hell yeah. Well, what you been up to? You got fun gigs and you got
fun gigs.
How long have you been living in Austin?
Oh, dude, I moved here in 2008.
Whoa.
To be in a band.
Whoa.
That was not very good.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's most bands.
Yeah, we were okay.
Did you know you weren't good, or were you like,
no, they were.
I think we got it.
They were good. They saw my old band play. We played a show together, and they were in talks about replacing their guitar player.
Mm-hmm.
And they had all these sponsorships like Jaeger, Budweiser. They were called Powder Burn. And they'd been in the scene for a while, and like everyone, like the show that we played, they were like, there was this huge following. I'm like, oh man.
Mm-hmm.
And my band in Houston, we were just like, we weren't really playing. We were kind of just being lazy. And I was just ready for a change and move. And it was fun, but it was just like musically wasn't what I was like, what my heart wanted to do.
Yeah.
And like I wanted to write like heavy, thrashy stuff, and they're like, we're going to write radio rock.
What is radio? What band is radio rock? Man, you have your vape, and I had a vape around here.
Yeah, you just hit it.
And now, no, but I have my own. I got that fucking.
No, I saw you hit it.
I know. Where did it go?
Oh man.
I'm a mess. You see me?
Well, Tyler looks for his vape. There it is. Found it. Never mind.
I brought the mic.
I was gonna do a sponsorship, and
I brought the mic so I didn't have to cut anything, which is good. I got the Elf bar.
Elf bar. Those are good.
These are good.
Can I taste it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to taste a Lame Jewel?
Yeah.
What's this flavor? Miami Mint. Whoa. You really have changed since you went to New York.
Oh. See, come on, you can't be mad at that.
Dude, that's good.
You can't be mad at that.
Most of these, the ice, they have like the word ice in it.
Yeah.
And it's like you could taste the flavor like dripping down your throat.
Yeah.
It's like a bad K drip.
Yeah. See, that one's good, right? There you go. It's tasty. It's
We
good.
just do an hour and a half of just tasting
these
different
last
vapes.
These last a while.
Yeah, and you can charge them.
Yeah, I didn't want to buy it.
Well, I went to South America and they don't have Juuls or like normal vapes. I don't know if they had vapes. But my friend brought me 2 Elf bars. It was the first time I had Elf bar. They were great. Yeah. They lasted forever.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I didn't want to buy. I have a. What's your relationship with nicotine? Do you embrace it?
Dude, I'm so hooked, dude. I smoked a lot. Like when I used to smoke, it wasn't like that much. It's just when I got like fucked up or like coffee in the morning, cigarette.
You're a cool guy.
I'm a very cool guy.
You're cool. What do you mean? Of course you're good.
But then I quit. I met this girl. I got bronchitis twice in a month from smoking cigarettes. So I was just on the cusp of like getting better. And it had only been like 4 days since I had a cigarette. And I was like, I'm probably going to quit. And I met this girl and she was like, I would never date a smoker. And I was like, well, I don't smoke. So yeah. And then we dated for like 4 years.
And you never smoked?
I never smoked cigarettes. Wow. Yeah. I didn't smoke one. I went 7 years without one cigarette.
How'd you get back?
Well, I don't really smoke again. I vaped here and there. Okay. But I got one of the highest times I've ever gotten, dude. It was right after we got sent home from pandemic. And I did like 2 hits of Molly and like my first time like really eating like more than tubes of mushrooms. Yeah. And I was just like floating in the sky and I was like, dude, I want a cigarette. And I smoked it and it was so bad. It was so terrible. I was like, I don't ever want to do this again.
You said you got some shrooms and you got some. You're feeling the best you can feel. Yeah. You're like the mushrooms has you in tune with the universe.
Yeah, I'm looking at trees,
and then you realize it's the devil.
Yeah, I finished it because I love smoking cigarettes.
Cool guy. You're like, oh, this is killing my soul.
They use mushrooms to help you quit smoking or quit any other addiction, like sex addiction or gambling. Sure. They use that a lot. But I just remember like the taste. And sometimes when I trip really hard and my Juul's in my pocket will start hurting. I know that sounds crazy, but I swear to God, dude, it's like starts and I'm like, oh, I got to get this out of me.
Do you think when you take drugs, like psychedelics, do you think more windows are opened up and you're letting in stuff that you normally keep out? Like totally. Stuff like completely, the spiritual nicotine.
It's like ego walls that you don't even know you have up. It's like subconscious. Like I don't know if you're like a shy guy and like you talk to a stranger, normally you wouldn't like be open. But I feel like when you're on a psychedelic for most people, that wall is like subconsciously gone.
Yeah.
And you're just so more open to talking and like having stories or having moments with people. That's what I love about it.
I was on Molly in a club one time, and it was like multiple floors, and I was feeling good. I was just happy.
Yeah.
I was so chatty with
I like
people.
the multiple floors.
You know, I mean, it was, I'm trying to describe how big
Yeah.
this club was.
Yeah.
And like I was with, I knew one person, and they were with people, and I was like shy, and then I took it, and I was like, hey, how you doing? You want to come over here? Let's check out over here. And I was running around, and then like she goes to the bathroom, and I'm waiting outside the bathroom.
This is someone you just met.
The someone I just went to the bathroom.
Okay.
I'm waiting on her.
Gotcha.
And then I'm looking over the balcony on the dance floor. And I'm just on Molly. And this guy's next to me. I'm looking at him. I'm like, hey, man, you know someone down there? Just kind of trying to make conversation. And he goes, yeah, we all know someone down there. And I was like, cool, man. Cool, man. Don't want to talk? I get it.
Yeah.
Cool, man. I felt stupid, but I was like, I was just trying to make a connection, dog.
Dude, the first time I ever did Molly outside of a party environment, because our buddy, would throw parties at his house, and we'd all just get fucked up, and I was only used to that. And our community is very loving, and like everyone's hugging and kissing, and I was in New York, did it for my birthday for the first time outside, and I was like, this is going to be scary, and I was like, this is awesome, dude. I'm just like, and normally I talk to strangers all the time, but I'm just like, it's even more, and like I just love everybody more. Than we go into this bar, it's empty, and there's just two guys playing pool, and I was like, hey guys, can I get in on this next game? And they're like, super New York, dude. They're like, I guess if you're already bothering us, might as well. So we start playing, and we're kind of evenly matched, and like he'll make a shot. I'm like, oh dude, that was a great shot. And he's just like, who the fuck are you? Why you're not supposed to compliment my shots? Like, we're
so funny.
Opponents. And then he beat me.
I could tell that you were on Molly.
I don't know, maybe. I don't know. But he
come on, great shot, man.
Yeah. I'm like, hey man, that was really, don't touch me, brother. But he beat me. It was only like one ball, but he just had such an arrogant fucking douchebaggery around him, and he was like kind of saying undertone like, yeah, that was a great game. I was like, it was a great game, man. That was awesome, man. Thank you so much. And he's like, what the fuck are you,
so
dude?
Funny, man. It's
And speaking of vapes, I hit it, and I think he worked at the bar. He goes, hey man, you can't smoke in here. And I was like, oh no, it's a Juul. And just like hit it again right in front of him.
Oh no, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I got okayed by the manager. I am the manager.
Some people don't like nice people. Some people don't trust them.
I think too, they're in their own like, why would someone be this happy when my life sucks so hard?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
I work on the road a lot with people who've just been on the road for 20 plus years, and you just tell in their face that they're so tired of it, they don't want to be there.
Yeah.
And there's nothing more like sad than like trying to like have a moment or talk to somebody who's just like completely done with like life almost. And then you're kind of like, dude, if you hate this job so much, do something else. And they're like, the money's too good.
And you're on the road with people doing like cool road shit.
Yeah.
Working with bands and different stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, this is the dream,
dude.
And then it becomes, I guess, just another shitty job, I guess. I mean, do you see that with people? Do you see
so many people do? They're so jaded.
Who are doing well, making lots of money in their bands, and then afterwards they're just like,
yeah,
it's the thousandth time I played that song. I wrote a new song. They don't want to hear that.
Yeah. But it's not even just the bands. It's like the roadies, the workers too. Because like, dude, we're in like Verona, Italy, or like Zagreb, Croatia, like these crazy cool places, and they're like, I'm just gonna get Uber Eats and stay in my room. And some of them have never been there. Some of them, even if you've been there, I've been to some cities like 3 or 4 times. Yeah. And it's still, dude, I still come to Austin. When I come home to Austin, I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, I'm home.
There's something about leaving Austin and then coming back and you're like, man, that's like a river.
Dude,
Did you know there was a river in the middle of the city?
There's so much algae
I was living in Amsterdam for a year. And when I came back and when I'm driving downtown and I'm like, there's a fucking river in it. This is a cool
yeah. Look at all the trees. You lived in Amsterdam for a year?
I did.
Dude, I love Amsterdam.
Yeah, it is really good.
Amsterdam's great,
It's
dude.
really good.
I had a crazy moment. I was on a date with a young lady, and she took me to this super crusty, like, divey punk bar. It was really cool. And we're sitting at the bar.
It's in Amsterdam.
We're sitting at the bar. And
maybe, what do you remember the name?
Man, I don't.
Why would you?
At all.
Next
story, honestly.
I lived there for a year, and I'm like, can I name a bar?
Yeah.
I don't think I can.
Dude, and the first time I was there, I just felt so like, not to be like, oh, I've been here before, but I knew exactly where to go. Like I could, I don't know, because I'm not really that good at directions.
Yeah.
Or being like aware of where I'm at. But like I just like, Amsterdam was just like, it felt like I had lived there at one point.
Really?
Because I knew I could just like, oh, we're trying to get to that place. I don't even need the map, dude.
You sounds like you were on shrooms and feeling.
I was not yet.
Feeling a past life. You're like,
I wasn't
I've been
on
here, but was I a Dutch tulip trader?
I had not started doing mushrooms then yet.
Okay.
That was like early or summer 2019.
It's a shame they sell them.
They sell different.
truffles.
Yeah, they're and then you had to
It
find
works.
like a specialized place, and then I've heard so many bad stories.
I mean, they're
about
not
them.
everywhere, but like,
Yeah.
there's the shops that sell them.
Yeah. But anyways, we're at the bar, and someone taps me on my shoulder, and I look over, and he goes, "Eric," and then the power goes out. Like the entire grid on like 3 city blocks just goes out, and I don't know who just said Eric. It's completely black, and I'm like, who would I like? I don't know anyone here. Like I know like the guys I'm working with,
Yeah.
but I know none of them are like around. Lights they start lighting candles, and I see, and it's fucking James Crott.
Oh,
From
really?
here in Austin,
Wow.
dude, just like randomly happened to be there. And I was like, this is crazy,
Wow.
dude. Amsterdam.
That is wild, man. No, I had a friend talking about the jadedness
Yeah.
of being whatever. I had a friend. He would like tour around Europe and do comedy. And
Really?
He'd be in a city doing this, doing that, and he would do his shows. And I think he went to Prague. I love Prague. I've been to Prague once, and it was like such a beautiful. Like
Prague's awesome.
Prague's
dude.
so good, and there's like. We did like 3 cities on that trip. Me, my brother, and my mom. We went to Prague, and we went to Krakow.
Ooh,
We went
Krakow's.
to Croatia.
We were in Croatia.
We went to several places. We went to several places.
Did you go to Split?
we went to Split.
Split's awesome, dude.
We went to Split. Thought Split was okay. We went to Dubrovnik.
Dubrovnik, yeah.
We went to the King's Landing.
Yeah.
For the Game of Thrones fans, that's where they filmed it. And we went to another place. I forget what it was called, but we went to those places. And Prague, like we should have went to Prague last because Prague was too nice. Prague was so pretty, and then we went to Krakow, and Krakow was kind of shitty.
Yeah.
It's Poland. It's like communism.
Poland.
It used to be communism and shit. Like it was all
Really?
run down and shit.
Yeah.
Prague was so. And my friend was in Prague. And he's doing shows. I'm like, dude, like, did you?
Did you go to the
around?
clock tower? Did you go to the castle?
Did you go to the big monastery up on the hill?
Yeah.
And he was like,
with the
oh,
oldest beer, like
yeah, those monks make beer up there.
I think it's the oldest beer in the
priests.
world.
Really?
The one that was in the cave.
I remember the one I went on was on a hill.
No, it was on a hill, but it's like underneath, like the.
And they go down?
Yeah.
Well,
It's
I
like
didn't know
underneath
that.
the mountain.
Yeah, that one.
I could be wrong too. I was very high.
At that point, you're like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm on the stream, baby. And then he was like, oh, I went to my hotel room, and then I went to the show, and then I went back to my hotel room,
Oh man.
and then I went to the airport. I'm like, dog. And he's like, the space in between was pretty nice. I'm like, go see this. Go see it.
You gotta get out
You're
there,
out
dude.
there. Okay, well, how long have you been like traveling and going places and like
Since 2019, I
Okay.
started the job I have now.
current job you have now?
Yeah.
How would you describe the job you have now?
Awesome, so great.
What do you do?
I do pyrotechnics
Yeah.
for like touring bands
Yeah.
or festivals, TV and movie. But the traveling is more like touring bands.
Yeah.
But most of it, when I started, was just all like fireworks stuff
Yeah.
here in town. I did
Just regular.
yeah, like
4th of July fireworks.
display fireworks. I did a private show for I think it was the first year F1 was here.
Really?
And it was this mansion looked like a Call of Duty level. Like it was just so big and like gated and like so much room. And it was I walk in there. I don't know exactly like who's who there yet.
Yeah.
I'm just like checking in. And then Cedric the entertainer just walks in front of him like,
At an F1 party?
yeah. And I was
You
like,
don't care about F1.
well, that's what he was hired to be the host of the party.
That's so funny.
Rick Perry was the guest of honor.
Why would anybody be like, okay, we got Rick Perry. Who's gonna open for Rick Perry? Who's the guy to open for Rick Perry? Cedric the entertainer.
And then the musical guest who played this like completely like blue ivory beautiful piano on top of a swimming pool with a plexiglass like cover, John Legend. Bro, it was awesome. And we did this
Damn.
big ass fireworks show, and then Rick Perry gets like on the mic. He's like, all right, everybody. He's clearly drunk.
Oh, really?
He's like, all right, everybody, get home safely. If you don't have an army of state troopers behind you, then don't worry, you'll be fine. Just so drunk.
Really? Wow. John Legend was there?
John Legend, yeah.
What an odd lineup for an F1. Why would F1? That's race cars, right?
I just did
They don't like John Legend.
I just did a. Well, I think it's like private parties.
I don't know who likes John Legend.
I just did a
love John
private
Legend.
party. I do too. He was great.
I don't know anyone who's like, oh, you heard that new John Legend. I know no one who listens to John Legend.
Yeah.
I just know he's fucking Chrissy Teigen.
I can list all of his songs. Dude. We don't have enough time on the podcast.
Ordinary People. Boom.
The one where he plays piano.
That one. I like that.
Yeah.
The one where he sings on top of the piano.
Dude, he does that.
Yeah, that was a good one, man. I love John Legend.
Yeah, I've done some pretty.
I liked him better whenever he was single. Now he's like married and he's just like
to like a hot lady, right?
Yeah, Chrissy Teigen. She's like,
wasn't there like a scandal where she like cheated on him or did drugs or?
I don't think so.
Or was that just like a Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode? I'm bad at pop culture too. I don't remember.
I don't think so. She got a weird face if you ask me. Like she has her face, her eyes, nose, mouth is too small for the rest of her head.
Too small.
It's too small.
Wow. That's
and John's like, it's too small for your head, but I don't mind.
You're also as rich as me.
Is
that how he sounds?
You don't know how John Legend
I don't remember. I don't remember.
God, he was high again.
I was not high then. This was a long time ago.
So how'd you get into pyrotechnics?
I did it a lot as a kid, just like fucking around. I used to make I don't want to say bombs. I like took apart fireworks to make one.
I grew up here too.
One big firework.
From Houston.
Yeah. Well, I'm from a small town between here and Houston.
Where's that?
New Ulm.
I don't know.
Yeah. Do you know where Brenham is on 290?
Vaguely.
It's just in the trees.
Okay.
It's not. It's way out. It's country. My town was like total of 200 people.
Wow.
Very, very tiny.
How does dating work?
Out there?
If you're 200 town, you're a kid, you want to date somebody 200 people.
I mean, I guess.
So does everyone just get ran
high
through?
School? Just high school. Like I dated girls like maybe I think I had like 2 or 3 girls.
Does everyone just date? Like, do you date a girl and then your friend's like, hey, I got next?
She's off limits.
I mean, like, because there's so few people.
The school I went to, the town was like 3,000 people.
Okay.
So, but I mean, it's all spread out. I think I dated one girl that lived way out in the country. It was my first high school girlfriend.
Wow.
Excuse me. But
that's where you grew up and you were making bombs.
I was making bombs.
Putting them in mailboxes.
I was putting them in TVs.
TVs?
Like big old classic tube TVs.
I guess old like junkyard TVs.
Yeah. I would go find like
break into your neighbor's house.
No. I'm a very good citizen.
That's good.
I make bombs
for the record.
I make bombs for pleasure, not for just.
I don't have like a manifesto.
Yeah.
Every bomb.
I can't even spell manifesto. I'm not gonna write that. But I would go to not old, but like TV repair shops, and be like, "Hey, do you have anything you don't want?" And these guys would be like, "Oh my god, I have so many things that I'm never gonna fix." Wow. And they would just give me stuff, and I would just blow those up.
You were committed to the bomb.
Dude, I spent so much money on like just gas alone to get around.
I was in Boy Scouts and I was around a lot of white kids that I wouldn't normally be around if I wasn't in Boy Scouts. Not that I didn't go to school with white kids, but like these were the bomb white kids. And they'd be like, dude, we took a tennis ball and cut it open and filled it up with matches and threw lighter fluid on it and fucking. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Why are y'all doing this? I played Zelda. That's all I did last night and you were fucking blowing up shit?
I never played Zelda.
Oh, you got to. It's not too late.
Yeah, it's not too late.
It's not too late.
I was always in the Resident Evil. That was like my favorite game growing up.
Resident Evil 4?
Dude, they're remaking it.
I heard the Resident Evil 8 is supposed to be as good as 4.
Oh, dude, 4 is the best.
4 was really good.
Did you GameCube, PlayStation?
I played it on the Wii.
The Wii?
The Wii.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, because you could point and click.
Yeah.
It made it a much better game.
Yeah.
That's fucking hard.
Dude, they redid the graphics when they put it on like PlayStation 3, I think.
Uh-huh.
They made it all HD.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a remake. They just touched it up, and it was the best game.
Yeah. But anyway, you're blowing up shit as a kid.
Blowing up shit as a kid. And then the lighting guy from my old band was like, hey, I know this company. They're doing they do fireworks for like weddings and stuff. And it was just like a thing where I was like, I didn't know you could do this as a job.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So I went and like they had this like class that was very unhelpful. It was just like not helpful at all.
Yeah.
But
to teach you how to do it.
Yeah. I mean, it was okay. But then, because I already knew how to do most the stuff, but I found out you could do get your license in the state of Texas. All you had to do was pass a test.
Firework license.
Yeah, so you get a license to like shoot fireworks and to be in charge of the display or whatever. And all you need is to pass a test and not be a criminal. And that was it. It's literally the easiest thing ever. And then I got into it. I like worked for free for like 2 years. Where like there was a show in Dallas. They're like, hey, but we're not going to pay your gas or your hotel. I'm like, okay.
So then you just broke even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not barely even broke even because they didn't pay very well.
Right.
And then I started with this like display company. They're giving me more work. And then I started doing. I did so many raves, dude. There was so many raves they did, and they're fun to do, but man, they just got old after a while.
Yeah. You were the jaded guy.
No, I was still having fun. I wanted to do something more creative and more like, I wanted to travel more. Like I was just going all over like Texas, maybe one in Georgia. I did a Tomorrow World in Georgia, which was like a massive.
Tomorrow World. There's Tomorrowland.
There's Tomorrowland, which is in
Amsterdam.
No, it's like outside Amsterdam. It is Dutch.
Okay.
But Tomorrow World was the States one.
I'm sure they copied it.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember doing one in Dallas, and we did Skrillex all the time. Like anytime Skrillex did something, we were like Skrillex's like team. And I had a confetti blower, so it's just like a big box, and it's completely hollow inside. You put all the confetti paper, and Skrillex is doing his like his encore, and he's running around the security gate. He's doing that song, I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck about you. And he's flipping people off. He's going crazy. It's like, this is so fun. It's kind of rude, too.
It's not Skrillex.
But he goes, no, he like redid the song.
Oh.
But he comes right up to me.
I'm like, I think it's like Wiz Khalifa or something.
And he goes, I don't give a fuck about you. And he flips me off. And he goes to step on the box to get on stage, not knowing it's completely hollow. And just,
whoa.
And I catch him. And dude, he was just so sweaty, so pimply, so just like greasy, like
you're like, who don't you give a fuck about now?
I just caught you, dude. And his security guards literally like pushed me away to re-catch him.
After you saved his life.
I saved his life, dude. I saved his life.
He said, fuck you, you saved his life.
Flipped me off and then immediately fell into my arms.
The security had to be like, get him. It's fucked up, man.
Yeah.
Hey, fuck Skrillex, man. I said it.
And then, then I just started applying to all these other companies that did touring.
Yeah. And
then I finally got lucky and got on one.
And you love it.
I love it. It's the best.
That's great.
It's
you said
so
like, how are you creative with fireworks? Like, what's the you know what I mean? Like,
I don't
know how it works.
When I'm doing firework displays, like you have like a box of fireworks where like they have different colors, different shapes.
Yeah. And
I can put those together however I want to like create scenes. So like I can do like a whole thing of purple in the sky. You know, or like yellow or like chrysanthemums, whatever like shape or flavor that it is. So like to me, it's like the sky is like a canvas, and I can paint it for like 0.5 seconds. Yeah, because that's how long it lasts, and then it's done. So I like that too. It's like it's a very in the moment kind of thing.
So could you spell my name?
That would be very hard. I don't even.
But it's possible.
Yeah. But that would be like a specialized firework that they would make. You know, like
this is Tyler.
Yeah, listen to his podcast. Cast.
Tyler is gross on Apple Music now. Whoa!
But then I did some.
But it's for 0.5 seconds. They're not gonna. remember. Yeah. They're not gonna remember.
And then I did a bunch of film stuff where they're like, "Hey, can you like make this thing look like this?" I'm like, "Absolutely." So I was like super creative. And then with the band stuff, you can be like, "Hey, I think this cue would be better on this part of the song," or like maybe this firework on this cue. Like you hit that guitar and then that's where you want it, or the downbeat, or like, you know, whatever. Wow. So there's a lot of room for creativity. It sounds like a lot of coordination. It's a lot, yeah. There's a lot of rehearsals. Yeah, you gotta be on time. So are you just burning up lots of pyro stuff during the rehearsals to practice? Not as much as you would think. You kind of just practice the timing. And then you have an idea of what you want to use, and then you like do it, and like, okay, let's change it up here. So maybe like one, or depending on the size of the show, like 3 rounds of full pyro. Has there ever been an accident? Or like no one's gotten hurt. Caught on fire. I didn't almost catch someone on fire, but I saw an ember go into someone's wig, and then me and 4 people just stared at the guy's wig and were like, Okay, God, thank God.
It went out.
Nothing went out. But dude, we saw it just travel through.
What's the protocol? Do you have like something to?
Yeah, we have extinguishers.
Put them out?
Extinguishers, and then I don't know if I'd get fired or not.
Would the show keep going?
Yeah, this was top of the song. It was top of the show, dude. It would have to.
Okay, could you do this? Okay, I'm on stage. I'm a rock star.
You're a rock star.
And I'm like,
are you playing an instrument?
I'm playing a guitar.
Okay.
Because I have a wig on.
Yeah.
And then you doing pyrotechnics, and the ember goes and it lights my wig on fire.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no, and it starts to go, and I'm covered in flames.
And
then you're like, we got to put them out, and you spray it, and there's all the fire extinguisher smoke, and then I come out of the smoke in a new outfit. It was planned the whole time. And then I do my top single.
Yeah,
and everyone goes nuts. Could you do that?
Dude, we could totally do that. Quick fire change.
Can I be a creative consultant?
Yeah,
'cause I have ideas.
absolutely.
I think that'd be cool. Pretend like it's an accident. Come back.
There's been a few tours where they've had them like a mock accident. Metallica did it back in the 90s. And they'll have like actually the guy I work with now is a really good friend of mine. He was the guy that got set on fire.
Wow.
And he would run. And one time he did a whole bunch of mushrooms, and he did it while tripping on mushrooms.
Oh God, that sounds awful.
Dude, that sounds incredible, dude. I would love.
It's not hot? Is it burn hot?
Yeah, when he was set on fire. He was legitimately set on fire.
How is he not hurt?
Well, you can have like
suit?
just gel. It's like fire retardant gel and a suit, like Nomex, like the things that the like NASCAR people wear. And then it just you have like 30 seconds of fire before it starts to like you can feel the burn.
Yeah,
you just gotta like hold your breath.
Jump in a pool?
No, they just put you out.
Oh shit!
They arrested him first. They put him in cuffs.
This wasn't allowed.
No, this was allowed. It was part of the show.
Oh okay.
Yeah.
But then he got arrested. For the show.
I just feel like now, like with all the shootings and like crazy stuff that happens, dude. I saw a band the other night at a club here in Austin, and the guy just had a sawed-off shotgun as part of his spiel, and I was like, I don't know if I like this or not. This is weird.
I'd spend too much on these front row tickets. This is.
Well, I was in the back row.
You're like I'm good.
I don't need to be in the front.
It's a wide berth, but short range.
Yeah,
you'll be all right. Damn, that's wild. So you're doing that. Which is crazy.
Can I hit your elf bar again?
Yeah, do it.
Dude, it tastes good.
Okay, I can cut this, but I remember you said you did stuff for Kanye, right?
Yeah.
Can you talk about that or no?
We'll call him. Oh, we can talk. I don't care.
Because you're not working with him actively.
No, I don't think anyone's going to work with him anymore. I refuse to work with Kanye.
Yes. Fuck that guy.
Although he does say interesting things. How do you feel about? Because I feel like him wearing the White Lives Matter shirt, me being like always the bit. I'm always bidding. There's always bits. Like it's hard for me to take most anything serious. I almost feel like he's doing it as a bit. But I don't know what the angle is. Or if maybe he's just doing it for attention. But I don't. Obviously, like as a black man, how does that make you feel? Him,
well, as the very serious black man that I am.
Yeah. That's why I'm here.
I've always.
I do have security outside. They're holding my wallet.
I love Kanye. I've always loved Kanye.
You're a fan of his music.
Fan of his music. I mean, there's a vibe I heard on some podcasts. Like there's an underdog quality to him. There always has been, even though he's always defying the odds and doing things that people said he can't do.
Yeah, which is like become a billionaire or like.
Well, I mean, did you see his documentary?
No.
So it's like he was producing, making the best beats. Jay-Z picked him up and was like, "Yo, make good beats, yay!" And he's like, "Thanks, Hove." And then he was like, "I can rap too," and he's like, "Just stick to the beats." And then you watch the documentary. He has College Dropout, a fantastic album, and he's showing it to people at Rockefeller, people that can give him the platform to do it, and they wouldn't listen.
Really,
they just wouldn't listen to it. He's playing it, and he's like, "You see?" And they're like, "That's great, Kanye. We have stuff to do."
Yeah, but he made pretty what I guess songs did he just make beats for?
A lot of Jay-Z stuff.
Yeah, I wasn't a big Jay-Z fan.
I think like The Blueprint. Neither was I.
Yeah,
maybe it was before my time, or I don't know. I just don't really relate to him, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know.
But dude, he's like mentally ill.
That's the thing. He's mentally ill, and I feel like I understand what he's doing now, because he's not so much. I think he's a mentally ill person that's on some Black Israelite shit that is not good. But like when it comes to like the Trump hat and the White Lives Matter thing, like I feel like he's always done that. Like right off the bat, he's first coming out, he's wearing a pink polo. That was a big deal back in 2005.
Yeah.
Because black people didn't wear pink polos like that. Everyone thought he was gay because of that. And he was like, nah, man, I'm fashion. I'm doing my thing. And then suddenly pink polos were popular. And then he had those weird fucking glasses. And it's like, you look crazy. Everybody's wearing the glasses. And then he's always taken a thing, making it his own, and then kind of redefining it. That's what he's always done. And then during Jesus, then he started doing that with the Confederate flag. He started wearing the Confederate flag.
What was that his album or?
It wasn't on the album, but during that time, I remember.
Oh, he like changed his name to Jesus.
No, that was an album.
Oh, okay.
That's my bad. That was an album.
Gotcha.
And during that time, he was wearing like the Confederate flag, and he was like, "You see, it means something different when I do it." And everyone's like, "I don't think so, kind of."
And he's not from the South.
No, he's from Chicago.
So he's appropriating Southern culture right now. That's fucked up.
That's what you're upset about. That's our flag. God damn it.
I saw a dude in Paris wearing a Confederate jacket. And I was like, dude, that's my racism. You're appropriating. That's
not cool, man.
That's not cool, dude.
You don't know what that flag represents.
Yeah.
We will rise again.
Well, maybe not. Let's hope not.
So he was wearing the Confederate flag, and he's like, see, I'm doing it different. I'm doing the thing you're not supposed to do. It's going to be cool. And everyone's like, that's not cool.
Yeah.
And then he goes during Trump time. He's wearing the Trump hat. You see, when I wear it, it's different. It's rebellious. I'm going against the thing. And everyone's like, yo, Trump, you're not bigger than Trump. I'm sorry, Kanye, you're just not bigger than Trump. And now he's doing it with White Lives Matter, and he's doing it with all these different things and saying all these crazy things, because I think he's a narcissist. He feels like anything he does, his intention is more important than the symbol itself.
Wow.
And he's also just a mentally ill person. So ultimately, like, you watch it, and then on the documentary, the back half of the documentary, they start showing him whenever he's getting real bad. And it's like, man, it's just the people around him.
Dude, yeah, he's surrounded by like yes people.
I don't even know. I mean, ultimately, they're yes people. Ultimately, if he's like, shut the fuck up, they're going to be like, okay.
Yeah.
You pay me.
And they're not going to be like, I don't know if that's a good idea.
They do that.
They do.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then he's like, nah, man. Like Tucker Carlson's like talking about Kanye and being like, you see, Kanye knows what's up. And he's like, you see, Tucker Carlson gets it. And they're like,
that's the one guy you don't want.
Yeah. Like, you don't want to be and he's like, no, he gets it. He gets what I'm saying. And it's sad. It's a sad, rich, powerful man.
Yeah.
Who's mentally ill. And
yeah, the two shows I did with him
used to make good music.
Were beautiful, beautiful shows. Like it
was him and Drake, right?
It was Don the 1 and Don the 2.
Yeah. But
they came out looking great, but like the lead up to it was just the most unorganized. Everything changed every last minute. And then dude, for Don the 2, literally, and I hate, like, I just don't like rude people, and he's rude. Because, like, doors were at, like, 4 p.m. Show was supposed to start at, like, 7 or 8. And these people got there at 4. The whole stadium's filled by, like, 6 o'clock. And he didn't go on till, like, 10:30.
Wow.
He just made them wait.
It was supposed to start at 8?
Yeah, like 8 or 9 or something. He was, like, 4 or 5 hours late.
Yeah.
And then he, like, didn't even have it ready. I think that's another thing too. He's like, whoa, I'm not even done producing this album yet. They're going to be waiting this whole time. And then we're like, I mean, and it's not just like rude to like the fans and the audience, right, but it's like we haven't slept in 2 days, dude.
Yeah.
Like the crew, like, let's get the show on.
Yeah. And
then they're like, hey, we're pushing the show back another hour. Also, the show might not happen. And then literally 5 seconds later, he's like arm the stuff, get ready to go, we're going, and then they just started playing the music, and it was like, it was just so wild. I feel like it's purposely done, like, I'm gonna make you wait, I'm gonna make you beg for it. And then it wasn't even good, and I don't mean that like as a like because I like a lot of like, I like 90s rap, I like a lot of stuff, like I got into Migos was cool.
R.I.P.
But yeah,
Takeoff.
Yeah, I worked with them for a little bit. Those guys are wild, dude.
Are they?
I remember smoking a blunt with the DJ.
Do they walk it like they talk it?
No. They kind of don't even talk once. They just kind of like, the culture is crazy because it's like, they just never stop smoking blunts, like blunt after blunt.
Rappers seem like the worst group of people to hang out with.
They're very
like,
sensitive.
We're comedians. We like to talk.
Yeah,
and
we can take a joke. Like,
and they're just like, shh, how's that sound? Pretty good, man. Pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm like, talk, say some shit.
And then I feel like if you do any kind of joke, it would be like that scene in Goodfellas where Joe Pesci's like, "Oh, I amuse you."
Yeah,
you think I'm like it's like that. Like everyone's kind of like on their toes.
We're just fucking around, man.
But I was smoking a blunt with the DJ, and then one of the other guys, like not the Migo guy, but like one of the crew guys, that's just with them. He wasn't on the crew. He starts talking to what's the DJ's name? Doesn't matter. And I'm starting to smoke the weed, and he's like, "Yeah." They're talking. He's like, "Yo, you letting the white boy hit that?" And then I was like, hitting. I was like, "Oh, dude, there's a crack in this. Please don't let there." It's just one of those. What do you call it in that movie? With Jonah Hill when he smokes that blunt.
Pineapple Express?
No,
he's not in that.
It was that movie with. It was something else. Get him to the Greek.
This is the end. Get him to the Greek. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. There was some kind of special shit in the weed, and I was like super high. I'm like, fuck, did I just smoke the wrong blunt?
Oh, I just assumed they didn't want the white boy to hit it.
That too. I think that's what it was too. I didn't know if it was being like I don't know, but then I was like, oh, dude.
I like how your mind was like, are these brothers giving me crack? Oh, they just don't like me because I'm white. Oh my god.
Just racist. Thank
God. Oh my god.
Yeah, they were exceptionally rude to women too. It was crazy.
Well, hoes.
Bitches, if you will.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember this one, like these ladies.
These hoes ain't loyal.
These ladies came up, and then they got done, and they were getting like shooed off by security. And this lady was wearing the craziest heels, and the stairs, I think people were working around the stairs, so she had to go down this ramp. It was a steel ramp with all these holes in it. And I see her like looking at it, and like a deer who was just born, like she can't walk. And I go like, "Do you need help getting down?" She's like, "Oh my god, you're so sweet."
Wow.
I was like, I'm just doing like the normal thing.
I'm just being a good Texas boy.
Yeah.
Just doing what I was taught.
And then I gave her my number, and she never called me. Damn. She was so hot, dude.
Hey, well,
I was devastated.
If you're listening and you remember this story, girl, hit up Eric, man.
Yeah, please.
He's a good dude.
I still love you.
Okay. But it must be cool that you're doing this and you get to do music, and then you're doing this pyrotechnic stuff. Yeah. And then you were like you were saying, you started off in a band. In Houston.
I'm still in bands.
And you're still in bands.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. It seems like you got a cool life.
I feel very #blessed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got supportive family. My mom and dad rule. My brother's, he's a nice guy.
What is that?
I don't know. I was trying to get his ass without getting his ass. But no, I've definitely worked hard to get up there, and it's just a great spot. Like, I feel like it's definitely exactly where I should be. Like, I always feel like, oh, this is my path.
Now, how are you spending your time? You're in bands. You're doing pyro stuff. Yeah. Is that the main thing? You do? Do you still do comedy?
I'll do comedy every once in a while.
I see you on stage every once in a while.
Yeah. When I come back, I'll have some fun stories to tell.
Yeah.
I'll just get on a show, but a lot of people, they don't want to book you because they haven't been seeing you out doing shows. But I feel pretty. I feel pretty natural just being on stage and like telling stories and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, life's pretty great.
It's fucking great, man.
I love it.
And then what are your band? What is it all like? What, the thrasher?
Yeah, like thrash metal.
Thrash metal.
It's called
music?
Bone.
Bone?
Yeah.
What is it, local?
Yeah.
Where do you perform?
All over the place. We just did a show in New Orleans, which was really fun. Trying to get more shows. BoneATX.com.
When did you start playing music?
Dude, when I was like 14, 15.
Why'd you do it for girls?
Yeah. It was about 90% girls.
Did it work?
No, not in the beginning.
Work?
Not in the beginning.
Man, I remember there was this tall, skinny, cute white boy in high school, and his name was also Tyler, which was annoying. And all the girls that I had crushes on loved him. He was in this band, and they I remember they were like, they somehow managed to play in like the courtyard of the school, and it was like a public high school. This wasn't it wasn't like, hey, come on, guys, express your, like, I don't know how they got this gig, but they got this gig, and they're just playing, and every single girl loves them motherfucker. And I was like, I didn't hate him, but I was like,
you envied that. You were like,
I wish I had.
Do you feel like you kind of have that with comedy when you perform?
Yeah. Yeah. It works. It works now.
Yeah.
It works now.
I've had a few DM slides after I did a set or two, and that feels pretty cool.
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I have had a couple of those, which is cool. I feel like if anything, more than does comedy get you pussy, it's like comedy gave me a way to build self-esteem and get confident.
Yeah.
So that
Just love
pussy comes to me.
Yeah.
I don't need to go get it.
Yeah.
I got it like that.
I remember when I started playing, my friend threw a party. We were like 14, 15, and he had the cool dad that like bought us beer and let us have parties and like let us smoke weed. And he got 4 cheerleaders to come party, and like they were like the hottest girls at the school.
Right.
They were all cheerleaders, and I'm like, dude, this is gonna be awesome, dude. And I was like practicing shredding. I got really good really fast because like all I did was play guitar.
Yeah.
Like I didn't really smoke weed or party back in high school. I just fucking play guitar, which helped me keep my grades up too. And
just because you had something to focus on that wasn't
partying. And I didn't like I would watch The Simpsons and play guitar for like 5-6 hours a day.
Yeah.
And I'm practicing my shredding. I'm like, oh, dude, they're going to be, like how fast my fingers are going. They're going to think I'm going to be good at fingering probably. Like, and then the girls get...
I'm going to hit her with the C chord, then the A chord, then hit her with that D diminished.
Diminished 7th. Oh, that's the spot. But I remember they came up and like I put a song on and like I was like just shredding and they're like, wow, that's cool, I guess. And then my friend gets the guitar and he starts playing Bush Glycerine, which is literally 3 or 4 chords, and they melted over him, dude. And I was
Did he sing?
No.
Just a song they knew.
Just but it was Bush, and they just were like, oh. And I was like, man, I'm never gonna play that song.
Why do you think the guitar didn't work? Because you cared about you were like, I want to be good at this.
Yeah.
You
And
weren't
like,
just trying to learn.
And
some
like those
chords
girls were not in the metal.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
Or me.
So you started playing guitar for the girls, but it didn't work.
Did not work. But then I loved playing. Like
Yeah.
I got good really quick, and just because all I did was play.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember like if I got in trouble, I'd be grounded from like seeing friends or watching TV, but I was never allowed to get grounded from guitar.
That's cool. I feel like that's good parents.
Yeah.
I feel like that's cool. Like whenever you see that, like, no, this is a good thing that they're doing.
Yeah,
you don't want to take this away from them because like this is it's creative. It's an outlet. He's learning using his brain in all these different ways.
So it was
It's not getting him pussy, so that's good.
I remember the first time I ever performed in front of anybody. I played the Star Spangled Banner for my high school talent show.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, I was so nervous. I was fucking like shaking. Did it, and then like the next week in school, like people I've never known would come up to me like, yo, that was awesome.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I made it. This is great.
Yeah. But you had these times. I don't know. What do you consider yourself first? Because it seems like your job is the pyrotechnic stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then you also obviously love the band stuff.
Yeah.
What do you identify as one more than the other, or like?
No, I don't really identify as anything. I'm an alien. That's what I identify as. And dude, I've told people that, and I feel like they're like, you're just being a dick to like the people who like, I don't know, identify as binary. Right. I mean, I am kind of making fun of it, but I also just like, I don't like anyone who makes any one thing their identity.
Right.
And that could be like gender, it could be football, it could be like anything. Like you all in dating apps and like the whole bio is like, I'm a them or they, or like this is who I am, and blah blah. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't want to hang out with you, dude. That's all you're gonna talk about.
Yeah, I mean, I
still right swipe.
Oh, they still get the swipe.
Yeah. I don't even know how to left swipe.
My thumb don't work that way.
It doesn't go left.
It only goes right. No, I mean, I think the they them thing is they're just like, hey, if we go out, call me they them.
Yeah. It's also like I've never struggled with like, I guess, who I am as far as like gender wise. I have like everybody, like, you know, what's my personality as you know go through stuff and learn. But like, I try to be empathetic about them too, because I don't get it. But also, if you want me to call you a them they, like, I'll do it. I don't care. Mm-hmm. But if it's your whole deal, then that's just like annoying, and I don't want to.
No, I hear you on that. Cause
like, and one of the worst ones is like football. Do you like sport? Any kind of sport is like, that's your whole thing. If your day is ruined because your team lost,
it's not even about they them. You're just like, I just want you to talk about more than one thing.
Yeah, no, that's literally it. Like
you can be they them.
Yeah, it's like if I my whole life was just, or my whole identity was like motorcycles. Like I ride motorcycles, but like I'm not It's the first time I mentioned
it. Did you ride here on a motorcycle?
I didn't because I had my dog.
Oh, right.
Although I did want to get her a sidecar. That'd be so cute.
Dude, that's like
I don't think she'd like it,
fucking
though.
Little Rascal shit.
Yeah, I got her a wagon for the back of my bicycle, and she jumps out all the time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But like my boss, my old boss for the band I worked with, like he was the worst to work with in general. But when it's football season and he literally destroyed a room that he has to pay for in an arena in a professional setting. He destroyed it because his team lost. Yeah. And it's like, dude, you are so fucking lame.
And then I know someone who destroyed a room because they were called she instead of they them.
Really?
So, no, not really.
Oh, wow.
No, not really. But, you know, let's everyone calm down. Sports
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
Everyone. But, okay, so the podcast is about, you know, growth, self-improvement, all that stuff. I sent you the whole thing.
Yeah.
What did that make you think of?
I was pooping when you sent that to me. Just, what do you mean? Like
I don't know. What did it make you think? What are you working on? What do you got going on in your life?
I feel like I'm always working on just being the best version of myself.
What does that look like?
Just kind and empathetic and compassionate to like.
Every time I see you, you're always so nice.
And thank you. I feel like I'm just naturally a nice guy.
Yeah.
But I was talking to my friend about this because I haven't really gone through a lot of hardships in my life. Like my parents were divorced.
That must be hard.
When I was a kid. It's not. It's actually pretty easy.
It's actually pretty sweet. Actually.
But yeah, my outlook on life still is very like even keel. I think because like a friend of mine who's been through a lot of heap of shit. She's like, wow, most people in your situation are, you know, kind of cunts.
Yeah. Or
they're like entitled because they don't know the feeling of hardship. But I think I got lucky with my parents. They raised me really well. And, but I definitely like, I have areas of growth that I want to continue with, like relationships.
Yeah.
Like I've been a bad partner a few times, like a very bad partner. And I don't want to like revisit those.
What does that mean?
I just cheated a lot and lied a lot. I didn't know how to communicate my negative feelings.
Right.
Of like, hey, Tyler, like, I'm not really feeling this anymore. We should talk about this. Yeah. Instead, I would just be like, I love you so much. and then I would cheat on you.
You did it with the same tone. Like, I think we should break up. And I wanted to say that, but it came out as, you're my everything. That didn't feel right. I'm gonna go sleep with someone else.
Very avoidant of negative feelings. Yeah. And like I've been in therapy for like 6 years now. So it's always just something like self growth and self work is never ending. Yeah. I feel like when you feel like you're done, like that's a bad spot to be in. Yeah. I mean, this relationship I'm in now is like the first one where it's like communication is good both ways. I feel like I've always been pretty good at communicating. Like I got my flaws as well, but like I'm pretty good about being like, hey, here's what's going on with me, and it's the first person that's like, okay, let's get into it and let's talk about it. And I feel like partially I've dated people who were bad at that. Yeah. Because with her, she's like, yeah, let's talk about it, and I'm like, oh fuck! Now we got to talk about it. Fuck. What's oh man! I got a gig in 5 hours. Yeah. I got time.
I got this next 5 hours. I just got to like lay here and watch TV. Yeah. I can't really be. I got the gig, but like now it's like we talk about it and it's like, oh fuck, this is like complicated. Yeah, this is like getting into it. It's complicated. With other girls, I'm like, here's how I feel, and they're like, and I'm like, well, I guess we can't talk. I guess it's her fault. And like, we can't talk about it. But now it's like, oh man, there's like layers to this, and it's like it's a very difficult thing for a lot of people.
But it's very like beautiful when you like find a partner that you both create an atmosphere where you're not judged. Yeah. For feeling stuff or thinking stuff. I just dated, and I was the same way. I was very toxic in my own way, and not very communicative. But then you learn. Well, at least hopefully you learn through your mistakes. And yeah. I think therapy is a must, dude. Like you have to like. In order to have like a healthy relationship, you have to have like that outlet too.
I think,
or inlet. I don't know.
I think recently me and her have gone through some bumpy road stuff, and it was one of these things where I like kept coming to her and I was like, I want to talk to her, I want to process it, and she just wasn't in the space for that. Yeah. Which I should have respected, but and I respected it, but I didn't respect it as much as I should have, and. A thing I realized was like, oh, I needed to like take a step back and figure my own shit out. So I could come to her and have a productive conversation. Process. Yeah. And I'm not in therapy right now. I've been in a couple of times here and there, but it's really It would be nice to find like a good therapist that's consistent.
That's hard too. Like I went through like 4 of them.
Yeah, it turns out it's a job like any other, and most people suck at their jobs.
Yeah, they can. Dude, I remember I went to one and she literally just like, okay. Yeah. Oh wow. All right, that'll be $150.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm still so sad.
Yeah, you didn't do anything. But yeah, like I had to figure my own shit out and then bring it to her, and that figuring your own shit out, I think a lot of people get into relationships to avoid that.
Yeah.
To be like, yo, hey, can you just take my shit and deal with it, please?
Yeah.
Can you just take my shit?
Can you take me without me dealing my shit? And then you'll find out later how bad I cope with things.
Yeah. I think that's a big one. I noticed the thing that some girls do, probably some people do, but I date girls, so some girls do, is that like the ones that like, these are red flag city over here. Like what they'll do is they'll say the bad thing like up front. The first thing they say is like, I'm trying to think of something that's not specific to a situation that I'm thinking of. They'll just say like the crazy thing that like, you shouldn't just tell people that, but they'll say it, I think, number one, because they want to just say it right away and be like, so what do you think? You're going to stick around and hang out? And number two, kind of like, I'm going to like say the bad thing, and because like if I say it, then that feels like I'm dealing with it, or it feels like I'm acknowledging it, but I'm not actually going to change.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I'm just telling you about it, but I'm not going to do anything to change it.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen that a few times with certain people where it's like, like I've crashed my car 10 times. And I'm like, what?
I have 3 DUIs.
Can I borrow your keys? What?
I'm just going to do coke off of them.
Yeah, it's like that kind of thing. It's like, this seems like a red flag, but I just met you, so
let's see where this goes.
I still want sex, so I'm like, cars are hard, man.
I'm so good at just completely ignoring. I mean, I've gotten way better because I'm like trying to be more aware of like, this is probably not a good thing for me. Like whatever the red flag is.
Right.
Like usually, like in my experience in my past, it's women with no friends.
Interesting.
Like no friends, and then I become the focal point of the relationship, and then I have heaps of friends. Like I have it's not a brag, but cool guy.
Everyone loves Eric.
Yeah,
he smokes cigarettes when he's fucked up. He's a cool dude.
But I have like a big friend circle. We have very similar. We're in the same friend circle, and it's like a very loving, like
it's a community.
And sometimes I want that to myself.
Yeah,
I don't want to like have to like are you doing okay? Are you having fun? You know, kind of thing. And
man, that's a big one.
And like the last serious relationship I had, like she just didn't have her own support or friend group. Like she had friends, but like they're all out of like out of state, and just not a big thing. And my therapist was like, you need to start vetting for substance abuse issues and friends, because I also have a thing for alcoholic women.
Yeah.
So, but
that's the thing about red flags is they're very bright and fun and exciting. Yeah. That is part of it.
And so is like new experiences with women.
Yeah.
Like you're just in the honeymoon phase. Yeah. And like you're just like fucking and you're like connecting.
Yeah.
And
it's like, you got no friends, so I'm always free to hang.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm your
Let's
guy.
hang. You want to hang tomorrow? Yeah, I'm free tomorrow. You want to hang Wednesday? Well, actually, I'm busy Wednesday.
What's their name? Yeah, and just like, and everyone has their own insecurities. I have insecurities, but it's like you learn to not project them or like rely on your partner to fix things, and then it creates codependency, and it's like, it becomes bad. But I think the more you like this last relationship I had, it failed, but it was the healthiest one I had ever been in my life.
Or it just ended.
Yeah. I would say it failed. It was pretty sudden and hard and like unexpected. But it was just really hard, and just like I just kind of looked at all the things, and you start realizing like, wow, there was quite a bit of red flags in the beginning. Yeah. That I didn't see because her boobs were great, Those breasts, dude.
And she had 2 big green flags. What was I supposed to do?
Pink flags.
She had big green flags with pink tips.
I was telling this story to my friend. The first real long relationship I was in, I was so scared to tell her any kind of negative things, because like I was her whole like life. Like I was responsible for her happiness at all times. Yeah. And I was just like, I was on this pedestal that I didn't want to be on.
Yeah, you
I was like,
be on that.
I was like, I want you to go out and have friends and like have fun. Like, I don't need to be the thing, but like, it's just how she was raised. She was raised very Southern, where like the man is
right
the thing, and I don't like that at all. Like,
I'm not a man.
I'm very equal rights over here.
Sure.
But I was like in a rump because I was like, I love her, but I don't know if I'm still in love with her in the same way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not being faithful. I'm being like a bad partner. Like I needed to like step up and like do this, and it took me like a few weeks to really like think about it, come to the conclusion that I do want this to be over. We were living together, and we'd been together for like 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey babe, can we talk? I need to talk. And she's like, yeah, let me like do something. And then she came outside and we were smoking a cigarette, and she was just wearing just the tightest low cut fucking little spaghetti strap shirt, dude. And I, like a weak wounded man, just like looked at her. She's like, what do you want to talk about? And like I just like looked at her boobs, and I was like, I just want to tell you how much I fucking love you. I love you so much.
Wow.
And then we dated for like 4 more years.
Damn.
But again, I was very toxic and unhealthy on my own. And like I was like 22, 23, just like no idea how to treat myself.
Yeah.
You know, let alone a partner.
Where, how, what was the time when you were like, okay, I need to like actually take a look at this in me and like make changes, and then because it seems like you're not in that place anymore. No, yeah. You're in a better. So when did that transition into this new? Like, all right, let me figure this shit out. Figure out what my toxic shit is, what I'm bringing to the table that's not working, what I need to vet and whoever I'm talking to.
I got hurt for the first time, and was like, ooh, that doesn't feel good. And then you kind of just like reflect and like, oh, I really hurt some people and like didn't treat them well, and like that's not who I or what I want to do. And dude, I remember when I first started seeing my therapist now, like, because I was having a lot of trouble getting past the guilt of how I treated this person, even though like I was told, I was given forgiveness and like we talked, it was still just like I would just like circle the drain of like all these things and like how I treated them and how like, and in this therapy session, she I forget what it's like a specific thing, but like we were like doing this meditation, and my therapist is like, okay, like recall a situation where you were unkind to someone you loved or who loved you, and like really think of that moment. And dude, I've never cried so hard in my life.
Really?
Dude, I was just pouring tears, and just like my stomach was just like in pain. I'm like, oh, this poor person, like she trusted me, you know, and just like. And we did that for like three weeks in a row, these sessions, where I just like completely like got like rid of my ego. The wall was just down. I was like, I took full responsibility and like was like, this is how I treated someone. This is how I'm not going to treat someone again. And I think from then on, then it started like, wow, like I can be better. I want to be better. And I just don't want to put someone through that again. Yeah. Whether they love me or not, just like in general, like I want to be kind to everybody.
Yeah, I think a big part of getting over stuff like that, I feel like we feel things, and maybe this is just me. Like, I mean, it's not just me, but you know, like you feel things, and then you it's in you, but then life is happening. You got fucking work, you got a show, you got to hang, got shit going on, and then it kind of just naturally gets kind of pushed down.
Yeah. And
it's
so easy to push it down.
Yeah, and then you just feel this sort of underlying bubbly guilt or bubbly whatever, and you're just like, man, why don't I feel great, or what's going on? And then what I'll do is I'll meditate. And I've been meditating on and off for years, and it's like I'm better now at being able to like pull that to the surface and just feel it in the moment and feel all of the things. And it sounds like that's what was happening. You're meditating, you're feeling all of those things. It's like, oh fuck, I was shitty, or I was this and that. And it's like to feel that, to realize it is the way to get over it,
and then just sit with it.
Yeah,
and realize like I am human. Yeah, I make mistakes.
Yeah,
I can be better. You can always be better.
Yeah.
And also drugs helps.
I mean,
like drugs. I went into a K-hole the other day. And
where was I the other day?
It was
K-hole.
It was Halloween night.
K-hole.
And I was with a friend, and like we just started hanging out and getting to know each other, and like I was just tripping so hard. I could literally see the my feelings of this one thing, I could see it, and it was like bright green.
Yeah.
And it was like fabric. It was almost like the fabric. If you're making a shirt of that feeling.
Yeah.
If I'm making a shirt that says I love children.
I love this conversation. This is some trippy shit. I love this conversation.
But I could see the beginning fabrics of that, or the beginning building blocks of that feeling, and I was like, I don't want to feel this way anymore. And I touched it and I pulled it out and I got rid of it. And it was so I was still going through some rough stuff with the breakup, and I felt so much better after that. I felt like, wow, I saw why I had this feeling, and that I didn't want it anymore, because it's over.
Yeah.
It's grieving, and it helped me grieve. So I never really had anything to grieve over. I've never lost anyone.
Yeah.
Of death wise. I've only grieved relationships.
Yeah. And that's something.
Yeah. I mean, it's rough. I grieved my parents divorcing, but I also just never really took it that seriously, because I was 13, 11. But in my own head, I was like, all these other kids and people are going through so much worse than my parents getting divorced. But that was a very traumatic thing for me.
Yeah, I mean, comparative suffering. There's no need to. You still have your shit that you're going through. There's always.
And I did that a lot, because I had a best friend that he lost his dad when he was 11, and his mom was not the best mom, and he was super hooked on drugs, and he just had a rough life. And I was like, I can't complain. Look at this guy. My best friend has.
It's you don't have to complain, but you still have
still
shit.
Feel,
you still have shit that you have to deal with.
I felt bad growing up, feeling bad about it, because that was the worst thing that happened to me.
Do you think, this is just me positing, do you think that thought process, not even about you, but I could see that thought process for somebody being a way to actually not deal with their shit? To be like, hey, listen, my life's not so bad. I mean, they got it worse.
Yeah.
It's but are you going to handle your shit?
Yeah.
What shit? I don't even got shit.
Yeah.
They got shit. I got nothing. It's but you
I was probably doing that.
But you do got some shit, you know?
I have a lot of denial that I work through, because I just kind of deny feelings all the time.
Right.
Or deny in relationships, I don't want to be with this person anymore.
Yeah.
And I'll just ignore, and then I'll just break up with them in my head in the shower.
and then get back in bed.
Yeah, and then I love you so much. I love you so much.
I fucking love you so much.
And the sex is always just I'm an ape, dude. And when the sex is good, I'm just I'm so and I hate admitting it sometimes, but I'm so sex driven.
Yeah.
Where it's that will cover up all the red flags or my feelings, where I'm just this might get better, and it never does.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah. It's good that you figured that out.
Yeah, but dude, the last relationship was bad. It was the breakup was terrible, and I didn't want to cope the way I normally cope, because I'd fucked it up. I lied and was unfaithful, and I did a 3-month celibacy on my own, and it fucking completely changed.
Really?
My in that 3 months of
What did you get out of it?
I just got more.
How did it feel to just be this is off the table?
It felt good.
Yeah.
I did stuff for myself, for the first time, I felt. And it just really made me I didn't sexualize women as much as I normally did, because that was just all the time. I mean, I feel it's normally sexualized, oh, look, she's hot. But another thing to be she's so hot, dude. How do I get this girl to like me,
There's something about having a girlfriend whenever you go out, and then you're still attracted to people.
Yeah.
And then you see somebody around. I was doing a club in Dallas, and there was the wait staff, and the wait staff can be hot, and I was looking at her, and I was like, thank God I don't have a girlfriend, because thank I have a girlfriend, because then I would feel compelled to do that. And then it's also she seemed fine.
Yeah.
She didn't seem someone that I would be interested in for real.
Yeah.
And it's I don't need to waste my time doing that. And it's nice that I have a girlfriend, but you were no, I have celibacy.
Yeah.
And then you can actually just
and
talk to people and see people for who and what they are.
Yeah. And then that's the thing, when people say oh, when I have a girlfriend, everybody wants me, but it's kind of because you talk to people
as a person.
And not as an object. And I really learned how to do that, because I knew I wasn't gonna ask for a number or think about fucking or so it really put it back in perspective, because I don't want to go around just sexualizing men and women the whole time. I don't think it's a healthy way to live.
Yeah.
So really like reset my balance. And then like the next relationship I had, it was like very, at least on my side, it was very open and honest, and like I felt so good about it, because then I could finally be like, I wasn't scared to be who I was.
Yeah.
Because a lot, like I think I figured out like, yeah, I want to have like a more open poly kind of thing, because I travel a lot, but like I never knew how to express that to someone who loved me or liked me, because jealousy or insecurity. So
you never knew how to express that you wanted something poly because of your own jealousy and insecurity?
Because of theirs.
Because you're worried about theirs.
Yeah.
But then also, they could potentially not have that. They could be like, oh, yeah, that sounds cool to me.
No, they had that.
Okay, well, then.
It was pretty apparent.
Well, they didn't have any friends.
Yeah, that's a huge thing. It all like comes together. So now it's like, I will consider a partner after a lot more time of getting to know them. You know, it's not because I fall quick. I fall fast.
Yeah.
And then maybe sometimes my whole thing is just about them, but more about them, like, you know, because I'm a fucking romantic, dude.
Yeah.
I'm a homeless romantic. So I love doing like little.
You're a sweetie.
Yeah, thank you.
It takes one to know one. You're a fucking sweetie. You got this dog here. Very sweet dog.
She's so sweet.
I can tell you love your dog.
I love her.
I think on your Instagram you have all these pics. It's like pics of you and your dog, and like you're getting coffee. The dog's there, and it's like hanging. I'm like, oh, this guy loves his dog.
Yeah,
in like a genuine dog lover way.
Yeah.
And like, but in just a love way. Like you just love. I can tell that you're like a big-hearted, generous guy.
Yeah. Thank you.
And every time you see me, you always say nice things. So I'm like, this guy's great.
Dude, you did one of the.
This guy's great.
You did one of the sweetest things. I was really high too.
You loved it so much.
We were hanging out. Oh man, it made me cry. But you had just won FBIA.
Yes,
and it was the first time I saw you.
Funniest person in Austin.
Yeah, funniest person in America.
Oh, really?
Shit. And I saw you for the first time because I was out of the country when it was going on, and I gave you a big hug. And I don't think your girlfriend knew who I was. You were with some people, and they were just like, "Who's this fucking homeless guy just hugging Tyler?" I was like, "Man, I just want to touch someone so great, so funny." And you're like, "Let me help you out there, buddy." Yeah. You grabbed my hand, you put it on me, and I was like, "Man, you are the champion." That was so beautiful.
That shit was so funny. That shit was like,
and you were so sincere. Like you weren't doing a bit. You were like smiling, and it was like, man. Because I feel like we've always had like a good repertoire every time I see you.
Yeah, good rapport. It's always been all love between us whenever we see each other. You know,
that's what's so cool about our friend circle is like it's like that.
Yeah.
With most everybody, like everyone loves. You know, we still talk shit about people when they're not around, but
of course
that's just fun.
That was my next topic.
Yeah.
I do want to talk more about the poly stuff though, because like I'm in New York. Girlfriend's here, so we were like, let's open it up a little bit. Let's explore that and see if that will work for us.
Yeah,
and it has been challenging.
Yeah,
so I want to.
How long have you been dating?
We've been dating for about 10, 11 months.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have like a pretty solid foundation.
We do have a solid foundation.
That's the most important.
We got a solid connection, solid foundation.
Yeah.
And we were able to like work through some of that stuff, and now I'm going back because it kicked up a lot of stuff in me.
Yeah,
kicked up a lot of stuff in me, and it kicked up a thing of like, oh, like I don't feel like I'm special anymore. You know,
you're not good enough.
Some of that, like not special anymore, and it was like, and also just the place I'm in. Like she's here, and she's also her own person.
Yeah.
But she's like here, and she's in Austin, and she's living her life, and then I leave, and she's like, I could go hang out with someone else. That's cool. But me, I'm here, one funniest person in Austin. Yeah. I'm Mr. Special, and I go to New York, and I'm like, oh, I'm nobody here. I got nobody.
You're still Tyler. You're great.
I'm still me. I still like me, but I'm like, oh fuck, like I'm not getting. I'm not doing a lot of shows because I haven't really. I'm exploring right now, the scene in the city, and it's like, oh, I'm not getting that back all the time. It brought up a lot of stuff in me about me being special. And especially since I was not feeling super special in New York because I'm just, it's a new place.
You're kind of alone.
I don't got any clout. Yeah, for sure. And it was all shit that I had to work through on my own and like figure all that stuff out. And yeah, have you had that? Have you been in a poly open thing and had to deal with these sorts of things coming up? Because it seems like you might be just more suited for it.
I haven't been like full poly. I was open with one, and then kind of came crashing down because I was doing it so much. I was exercising my openness so much. I was like, I don't think she's going to be cool with this. And then I kind of just, we were kind of doing a don't ask, don't tell,
right,
which I don't think is very healthy on its own. It can be for depending on.
I agree with you with that. It's less health. It can work, but it's less health. The thing that stresses me out about it is like the relationship we have is very connected. We tell each other everything. We're very open with each other.
Yeah.
But then if it was like a don't ask, don't thing, it's like we tell each other everything except for this one thing.
Yeah.
And that feels like not the arrangement that we have. We have this open thing, but then there's this other thing that we don't talk about. So I also don't necessarily want to be like, yo, so I was with this girl, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, bing, bang, boom. And I was like, that's not, doesn't feel good either.
Yeah.
So.
And I think it's also really important to always have like the ability to like pause.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this just happened. I'm not feeling okay with it. Can we like take a pause on the open poly stuff?
And then also, I mean, for her, like she I think she feels better about it, but it's still kicked up stuff for her. So we're both dealing with all of our, like I was saying, handle your own shit and then come to the other person. We both had our own shit that we needed to handle before we needed to come together. And I think I was trying to come together too quick, and it was a mess of stuff. But I don't know. It's a weird one.
It's hard.
It's a weird.
But even monogamy relationships are hard on its own too. Working that stuff out.
But at least
it's definitely way more work with this style,
and a lot more communication, a lot more uncomfortable communication.
But even in
more insecurity
in monogamy, I feel like I'm still saying that wrong. Why do I feel like?
No, you're good.
You still got to have just as much as communication, because I think like you can't ignore your human instincts of like, oh, that person's attractive. I want to sleep with that person and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's the most important part about poly open stuff is like not keeping yourself from acting out or like being a part of those instincts. And with me, it was just like I travel all the time, like, and I crave like human connection,
right,
human touch. And the last relationship, I was just so in love with her that I was like, I'm not even thinking about this stuff anymore. So now like my whole idea of it is changed because I'm on the road for 2 months and I'm like, I'm not even like, I don't even care.
Can a brother get a hug?
Yeah. So I don't know, it's just that kind of flipped the script for me because before her I was like, it has to be open because of this. And then like I fell in love in a completely new way to where I was like, I don't even care.
Yeah.
And then you
didn't even care in the 2 months.
Yeah, like I still like really didn't care. And then like we started opening up. We were having like group sex and threesomes, and like it was bringing us closer together. And then
I guess I must have missed that text.
Yeah, you did. No, I didn't text you. But and then like it kind of got to the thing where I think she was doing it and saying things because she thought that's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
And then it just derailed. Because I was acting out.
What are you doing things and saying things?
Like, oh, I want you to get numbers. I want you to flirt. I want you to do this.
Right.
And I'm doing it.
But she maybe didn't necessarily feel that way.
And maybe I didn't do it. Maybe I didn't do it completely in the most respectful like way. I mean, I'm still learning how to do it too.
And that's a big thing of it is like there are, I think one of the things we didn't talk about it enough before we went into it. And I think, because we didn't know.
Yeah.
We just didn't know. It's like dating in high school. It's like, well,
yeah.
I don't know why she's mad. It's like, yeah, you probably did some stupid shit that you wouldn't do at 25 because you know better now. And it's like, it's kind of like you're dating for the first time whenever you're doing that.
Are you 25?
No.
Oh, okay.
I look 25.
You look 22.
29. I'm about to turn 30 in February.
What?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm like an adult.
What are you going to do? Big 30.
Just cry.
Just cry.
Cry? No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be in New York. I think she's gonna come visit. Maybe my brother. I don't know. We'll find something to do. But you have all these boundaries that you don't even know you have until they get crossed.
Yeah.
And then
you figure out.
And then you're upset, and then they're upset, and you have to like work through all of that and realize, okay, you didn't mean it, and didn't say it, and get to a new normal, and then like. That's where now we're like establishing those boundaries so that those things don't happen. But it's hard.
Yeah, it's always, and boundaries are always like, they're so fluid. They can always change and go back.
Yeah.
But obviously there's like some hard set boundaries where you can't, I remember I had met, when I was in South America, I met these girls and we partied And there was nothing like sexual at all. We just like literally just did a bunch of mushrooms and like had like this like really fun, cool time. And then the next like few days, they actually started following us like through every other country.
Whoa.
And like flying and like doing all stuff. And I was like, oh man, I'm finding myself more attracted to this lady.
Yeah. South American lady.
And then I'm like, oh shit,
Poppy.
I'm having the feeling of like wanting to sleep with someone outside the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, normally, like in any other relationship, you're not very happy, and you'll just keep this from your partner and cheat because I like validate myself because I'm not happy or like, or I'm out of town. They're not going to find out. And I was like, well, we're not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
Because we moved up.
So, but is this the open relationship or this is not open?
This was not the open relationship.
Okay.
This was like we were doing threesomes and like talking about open.
But it was a lot of like, if we're doing something, we're together.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I was like, hey, I'm having these scary feelings of wanting to sleep with somebody.
Yeah.
And dude, just like telling her that that was the first time I've ever expressed to a partner.
Yeah.
That feeling, which is a normal feeling.
Yeah.
And it felt like I did drugs. Like my brain just released this like.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's out. I don't have to hold this in.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to like.
And hopefully she was like,
tiptoe around it.
I understand.
She was very understanding. And then like we talked about it. And then she was like, you should do it. And then I ended up not doing it because I was like, I'm not ready. Like, I'm not ready. I don't think you're ready. I don't think our relationship is ready. And I'm glad I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Even though we still broke up.
Yeah.
But I'm still glad that like I just could get that honesty out.
Yeah.
Because that was like a big thing for me.
Yeah.
I think in the poly open stuff, it's also like just. It's really important to have the mindset of like, it's not just about connecting or fucking. It's more like about spreading your love with your partner, where you meet somebody, you're like, yeah, me and my partner are poly, I love her so much, and you're not afraid to like talk your partner up, in hopes that she won't, the other person won't want to have sex with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it's really, and people like really respond to that when you're like very loving and kind about your partner while being open and like trying to fuck somebody else. I think that's
it's a good move.
Yeah, I fall for it every time. I don't even have a partner.
Yeah, I think one of the things I realized last night was it's so crazy. It's like she was living her life and it kicked up all this stuff in me that had nothing. It's all my shit.
Yeah.
And one of the things what I realize is like I when I'm with her, and even when I think about a relationship, one that I want to be in long term, it's like a nice, sweet, loving, caring atmosphere. And like if we were living in the same city, I wouldn't want to be open.
Yeah, same.
But we're long distance, so it's like let's explore, let's see what happens. And the thing that I realize is I am scared of the part of me that's the dog. I'm afraid of that part that's like, oh, what's this girl about? What's this doing? Because there's no contextualization for that side of me in the relationship. It seems like normal relationships and monogamous, it's like, okay, I'm going to turn that side off. Or like still have it, but just not act on it.
Just ignore it more.
Because I'm not even ignore it, but just like I don't need that side because I have this thing that's so good. But to be able to indulge in that feels like it was black and white thinking. It was dichotomous. It was like I can either be nice and sweet or I can go be a single dude. And this weird in between, like I'm still working on wrapping my head around how both of those sides of me how I can contextualize that in a narrative that makes sense in my head, and I'm working towards that. But also, it's just you're a fucking full human being, and you think things and you feel things, and you think and feel conflicting things or things that aren't even conflicting, but you're imagining that they are. It's like, yeah, you want to fuck other people and you love this person. If you were in monogamous, it would be the same.
Yeah.
But now it's more open, so you could explore that if you wanted to, and it's I'm coming to terms with like I don't need to judge myself based off of the thoughts and the feelings that I have, because it doesn't change the situation.
Yeah, it doesn't change also like your feelings for her.
Yeah.
Or the love y'all share, or the connection y'all share. And on my side, it was always like I love connecting with people, and it never has to be about sex or banging.
Yeah.
Like I have when I'm traveling and like, I'm on Tinder or whatever, and it's like, it's sometimes hard to convey to the other person, because they're like, what are you're traveling, like, what are you trying to, you're just trying to fuck. It's like, I'm trying to hang out and have a good time with like a new person.
Yeah.
And if we fuck, that's cool, but if not, that's also just as cool. Like, there's so many people I've had amazing dates with, really good times, where it's just like, all right, see ya, good night, later, because I didn't feel like I wasn't into them that way, or I could feel like they weren't into me that way, but we're still having a good time.
Yeah.
And that's like, I mean, I just love meeting people. I'm always traveling. Like, I want, like, I have friends all over the world that I can like hit up and just like go hang out with.
Yeah, go kick it.
And it's always like at a new place. And like, there's nothing better than a cool ass person showing you around their like hometown.
Yeah.
And I'm like a visitor.
Yeah.
And that's so fun.
And
it's so, you have so many chances to like really get good connections.
I was in an open relationship before, whenever I was in Amsterdam for a year.
Yeah.
Again, it necessitated it. And
where were they?
In Austin.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was like, another thing with me and her now is like, I'm going to be back in Austin every month, every 6 weeks. So it's like, we're going to see each other a good amount. But with her, it was like I was gone for 10 months before I saw her again, if not longer. And the big thing for me was, like you're saying, like, I want to hang, I want to chill, I want to like have a nice evening with somebody. It doesn't have to be sex, but like, the kind of, if you're traveling or if you're in a new place, the easiest way to meet somebody that wants to hang out with you is it being a datey sort of thing.
Yeah,
you know? Like, it's, if there was a way you could just like hang out with a friend, I guess, but it just doesn't. There's Bumble BFF, but who the fuck is using Bumble BFF? No one's using that. No one's seriously using that. So it's like, that's a way to go get drinks with someone, learn about them, spend time, get to know them. And I remember there was a point where it was like she in the last relationship where it's like she wanted to break, and she was like, you should cut them all off. And I was like, it was hard for me because I was like, man, that's my social circle. Those are my friends. Like, those are the people that I hang out with. I got my coworkers, and then I have people that I hang out with just for pleasure. And yeah, I'm having sex with them, but more than that, it's like, now I just got nobody. Yeah. And that's
and I'm not having sex.
I mean, listen, that's a big part of it. But like that, there is that aspect of it, and I can see why people are like, well, you just trying to fuck, and it's like, I'm not just trying to, I don't want to fuck you if you lame.
Yeah.
I want to hang out. I want to have the whole thing. You want to hang out, connect, laugh, talk.
Yeah.
Then go bang if you want. Have that be fun connecting.
Yeah.
Maybe talk afterwards a little bit. And then be like, see ya, or stay over, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's a complicated one.
Yeah. It can be, it's fun though. I mean, it can be done. So many people do it. But the one thing I met a poly couple. They were friends of my ex-partner, and we hung out with them for like 2 hours, dude. And all they talked about, not just all they talked about, but all it seemed like they did was just date. And it's like, when do you do anything else besides date? And they're like, oh, we don't. We just date all the time.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that sounds exhausting.
They're poly, but they date other people.
Yeah. But that's like all they did.
Yeah.
Like, there was like, do you ever just like go on a hike?
Yeah.
No. Unless it's a date.
Yeah, it can be. I imagine it can be addicting.
Yeah.
To be meeting people, having these new, fresh connections, all the novelty, all of that. But man, there's something real good about planting a flag in a person and like diving deep just, into that.
And then like
planting a flag in a person. That's not.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
A Confederate flag.
Confederate flag. Kanye. But like, like going deep with somebody and getting somewhere real deep, that's also very, very satisfying and fulfilling.
Yeah, I just really love just meeting new people and connecting, and I'm just such a I know, I just have so much love, and I like to like get to knowing people and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just a plus if they're hot.
I mean, listen, if they got the low cut spaghetti strap, baby, woo, buddy. So all right, well, let's wrap up. Okay. So what I do at the end, because it's about advice and shit, you give me advice, just quick rapid fire on stuff that we've talked about. So give me some advice. Give me some advice on being in a band, being a musician. Or if not me, give the people advice.
Give the people. Don't ever give up. unless your band sucks. Then probably
Then you should get out of it.
Yeah, you should get out of it. I don't know, man. Just writing feels great. If you're not having fun, then change something, because that should be the number one thing. It's just, I mean, at least it is for me. Like my job, I'm always having fun. I've had jobs where I didn't have fun. I'm like, dude, this sucks. The band I'm in now, like we all get along. We're all like super tight, and I'm writing music that I love to write and love to play, and it's fun. So as long as you're enjoying it, no matter what it is, don't like be hurting people. If that's if you enjoy that, then there's probably something wrong with you. But just have fun. Be fun.
Advice on touring, traveling, being around the world, being here, then going off for 2 months, coming back.
Don't say no to pretty much anything. Like, always be open for the adventure. There's been so many times where I'm like, man, I don't really feel like going out. I'm tired. And then you kind of just do it anyways, and then it always ends up being like one of the best nights.
Yeah. Do you have an adventure story that
comes
to mind?
I have a very emotional long one. It might be too long, but I guess we'll do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
So we're in Europe on this last tour of the summer, maybe like a month and a half after the breakup. And it was rough. Like, it was a really bad breakup, like heart completely destroyed, broken. And I'm in Zagreb, Croatia. And I find this like punk venue. It was like a squatter. Like, it was just in an alleyway. It was disgusting. It smelled like pee. But the band was like fucking loud as shit. There's graffiti everywhere. There's like all these like cool people. It was really cool.
What kind of music?
It was like bad punk rock.
Okay.
Very bad. But it was still fun. Like, the vibe was very loving, and people were dancing and having a good time. And I'm just like trying to like get out of my head, and like, okay, I'm in another country. I'm not just gonna be sad. Like, let's do what makes me happy and meet people. Cause I just like go out by myself and just like try to meet people. And I ate a few mushrooms. I'm feeling high, feeling good. And then I meet this girl, and we're vibing, we're hanging out, and then she offers me mushrooms, dude. And I say I travel the world doing pyro, but I just love giving away drugs. Like, it's one of my favorite things, just giving away mushrooms, like whatever it is, just like making people smile. Like, here, dude, like everyone deserves to get high.
Yeah.
Unless they don't.
Unless you don't want to.
Yeah. Then don't do it. But she was like, hey, would you like any mushrooms? I'm just like, oh my God, you spoke to my soul. So now I'm eating her mushrooms, she's eating my mushrooms. We're having like a really cool time getting to know each other, like really like hanging out. And then we're like back upstairs and we're talking, and then some lady comes up to me, and she's fucking wasted, dude. And she's like, she starts talking to us, and we're talking, and I'm like, I'm from Texas. And she's like, you're from Texas? Texas? Oh, Texas. And she's like doing this, like riding her chair, like, what is going on? And she was just like, I fucking love Texas. And she pulls out her phone.
Is she Croatian?
She was Croatian. She was like Croatian Cameron Diaz.
I think Croatians love America.
This lady loved Texas. Not everyone loves sex. I told this Finnish lady I was from Texas, and she smacked me. like she hit me and blamed me for that high school shooting or elementary shooting.
Yeah,
that's like exactly what I knew. That's what she was thinking.
That's wild.
And I was like, yeah, Texas isn't the greatest.
It was
place.
a lone job.
Yeah, I had nothing to do with it.
Wink.
But and then this Croatian lady is not the girl that I met with doing mushrooms. She's talking to both of us, but she starts showing me all these pictures of Austin in her phone, like 6th Street. She's like, I got married here, and there's just bad pictures of everywhere I've already been. So I'm just like, all right, lady, like, you know, I'm starting to trip. You're very intense. She was like so intense. So me and the girl, we go and like sit on this couch, and she's like, hey, I'm starting to feel really high, and like I'm going through some emotional stuff. So I'm sorry if I like am I talking or I'm coming off.
This is you or her?
This is her talking. I was like, oh, dude, I'm also going through like some pretty crazy emotional stuff. I was like, what's going on with you? She's like, oh, she was a babysitter, and or a nanny, and she'd been nannying these like 2 kids since they were born. And now they're 10, and they're moving away forever. So she's never like, and this is the day they moved. Like, she's never going to see him again. So she's like very, very sad about it. I was like, oh, that sucks. And she was like, why? What are you going through? Why are you sad? I was like, I went through this breakup, and like I'm still very in love with her. And she was like, what is it? What is love to you? Like, what does love mean to you? And then like I never thought about this. I just started saying it. And I was like, love for me is like I would get up 10 minutes every morning before she would have to get up. We were kind of living together, and she loved to drink coffee. And she wasn't one of those girls that was like, don't talk to me until I've had my coffee.
Yeah.
She just loved like the smell of coffee, to drink, to sip on it while she like slowly gets up, and like she worked at home. So I would always get up before she would and make coffee for her. That was like my like very obvious way of like, I love you. Here's coffee. And I'm like, as I'm saying it, I'm realizing that I don't think I'm ever going to make her coffee again. I'm never going to have that moment. And I start like crying. And then she starts crying, dude. And I've never like cried with a complete stranger before. And like, I'm just like realizing like, fuck, dude, like I'm still so in love with this girl. And like, I'm realizing that I'm never going to like make her coffee again. As simple as that is.
Yeah, no. Like, that's like a symbolic.
Yeah, it was very
thing
symbolic
of your love. And it's like, oh, I'm not going to be able to do this.
Because like
loving
she would
gesture.
wake up and just smile and be like, oh, thank you for that. And just like, it's not like I'm doing something for you so you should love me, or like I did this, now you need to do something. Like, it was nothing like that. It was just pure like, here's your coffee, babe, like in the morning. And I'm like fucking crying, dude. I am like so emotional. And then she starts crying, and we're two strangers on mushrooms just crying, and there's loud punk music going on, and we just start hugging, and we're just having this like beautiful human connective like moment. And I'm like, we're tripping, and like we like kind of stop crying a little bit. We're like wiping tears. We like hug it out a little bit. We kind of move aside, and I'm just like bawling. And I look over, and the way the bar restroom was there was like one big room where like the sink was, and then there's three little small doors where the toilets were. The first door was open, and one of the guys, or one of the people in one of the bathrooms, opens the stall to leave. And that Croatian lady who was really aggressive about Texas is sitting on the toilet, and some guy is doing a line of coke off her pussy. And she looks at me as I like wipe these tears. She goes, Texas, yeah, like from across the room. She's like, yeah. I'm just like, oh, dude, that is so funny. Just doing a line of coke over.
What a fucking crazy story.
Dude, it was wild, dude.
Did y'all both see it?
Yeah.
Did it crack you? Did you real laugh?
And then it just kind of like put it like we cried it out.
Wow.
And then it just put us in this thing. And then she walked me home. Like, yeah, man, it was like a 45-minute walk. Yeah. Like back to my place, or to her. We like dropped her off at her place. And that was one of those things where like we had a very special, loving like moment and connection. And she was like, okay, see you later. I was like, see you later.
Yeah.
Like, there was no like expectation of like fucking or like, it was just a really, really cool fucking moment.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I got all the time in the world for that story. That's such a good story.
Thanks, man.
Wow. That was great.
I told that story on stage when I came back, and like most people didn't believe that the lady was, I could see her like humping, and like, dude, I swear it was.
How you do a line of someone's pussy?
Well, I mean, her pussy was out, and he was doing it like maybe on the seat.
On the top?
I think
of
like,
the pussy?
Like,
on
no,
the
like
seat?
right here, like she's sitting down, and he's doing like a line. It was like more for.
You doing a line off the toilets? Do it off her pussy. It's right there.
I don't get people.
Or her leg. Jesus Christ.
Her labia.
Pick one. She's got 4.
Dude, that bar was so funny because like after that, I started to realize like how much coke was just around.
Yeah.
Like, everyone was just like slamming coke. It's not a good drug. Don't do cocaine.
Don't do coke.
Do other drugs.
And then advice on open relationship, polyamory, love.
Just love and respect yourself and your partner. Because if you don't love and respect yourself, your partner probably won't do it either.
Damn.
Yeah.
And then what's just, like I said, the premise of the podcast, so I invite my successful friends on so I can learn what they're doing, so I can beat them. What's your advice for me on how to beat you?
How do you want to beat? You want to beat me like financially, or
just how do I just be better than you?
I don't think you can, Tyler, because I think we have very different definitions of success.
Oh.
Because I mean, I'm not like rich. I don't have money, but I do feel very successful because I love my life. I love my job. So as long as you love what you're doing. We're right there together.
I'm gonna love what I'm doing so much harder and better than
You think you can?
than the way you're loving what you're doing.
This whole thing was a competition.
I'm gonna crush you.
I hope you do.
I'm gonna crush you.
I'm rooting for you, dude. I'm fucking rooting
dude,
for you.
I can't see. You're just you're just too big of a heart, man. This is Eric Anthony.
See ya.
What you got? Anything going on?
I got an OnlyFans.
Do you?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's called. Name is Rip Riley. So OnlyFans. Rip Riley.
Rip Riley.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just funny stuff that I'm doing. I'm not doing porn just yet. I don't know if I want to do full on porn.
I thought it was porn. It's not porn.
You can do whatever you want, but I'm just kind of doing funny stuff with my penis. Like closing doors.
So it is
closing doors.
It is appropriate for OnlyFans.
Yeah.
You're not just
knocking over
it's not just
shampoo
your
bottles.
stand-up clips. It's like no, it's my dick.
My mediocre stand-up clips. Give me $5 for this.
Rip Riley.
Rip Riley. Extra_medium_Eric on the gram.
Hell yeah. Any shows? Is Bone doing anything?
Bone's not playing any shows anytime soon. I think our next one's like in January. But Bone ATX on the gram or .com got an album out.
What's it called?
It's just Bone, self-titled.
Oh yeah. Well, check out Bone. Check out Rip Riley, in that order. And
no, do Rip Riley first. Subscribe, and then subscribe to the band. I think.
Well, this is a great talk,
dude. This was fun. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here, man.
It's great.
Bye.
Thank you. See ya.